What it do, what it do, what it do. So I'm gonna run through this real quick because I have to go. So let me put this background up, but I'm gonna run through this information real quick. Hold on real quick. Hold up. Let me display the opposing view. So I'm gonna read this real quick. All right. Let me put my glasses on. Real quick. All right, so so this is Clyde Winters, and then I'm gonna read the opposing view. Hey, bro, what's Amerindian? Basically, that's what they associate with the one of the first peoples of the Americas. All right, so this is Dr. Clyde's work. He is him associating the HLA gene to Africans, and of course, the study that I have presented in the back, if you want to look at it, they associate it with Asian and Pacific people. So the origin of Amerindians and the peopling of the Americas, according to the HLA genes, admixture with Asian and Pacific people. So this is Clyde Winters' work. All right, that's what's up. All right, so this is what Clyde Winters is saying, and if you want to look at the study, this is what the study is saying. And it's Amerindian. That's just a scientific term, not American Indian. That's really more dealing with I want to say politics, ethnicity, yeah. So this is what Clyde. I want to see if I want to just skip to where he was getting into, because I really. All right, let me just hurry up and try to. So the introduction. Researchers have successfully used human antigens HLA polymorphisms to investigate ethnic relationships and origins. This results from the reality that HLA alleles in haplotypes differ within and among ethnic groups. Generally, the HLA alleles correspond to people that are related geographically. In a study of the HLA in indigenous American populations, found that the antigen of the rhesus system, considered to be an indication of African ancestry, is found among Indians in Belize and Mexico at centers associated with the Mayan civilization, or Guthrie, I believe. Also noted that the A*28 common among Africans has high frequencies among Eastern Mayan, and it is interesting to note that Ta'atami, a Mexican group identified as being of African origin, and 6 Mayan groups show the B allele of the ABO system that is considered to be of African origin. In this paper, we will examine the relationship between sub-Saharan Africans and Mexican Native Americans in relation to the HLA B*35. It will look at the frequency of HLA B*35 within these populations. And so I believe this is Bellina, and other researchers have suggested that sub-Saharan Africans were among the first Spanish explorers found sub-Saharan Africans already in Mexico when they arrived. When the Spanish arrived in Mexico, they found sub-Saharan Africans, Amerigo Vespucci, met some African merchants on their way back to West Africa in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. Much of what we know about African nautical sciences comes from the Vasco da Gama. Is said to have found information about the West Indies from Ahmad B. Majid, whom he met along the west coast of Africa. Majid wrote a handbook of navigation on the Indian Ocean, Red Sea, and Persian Gulf, Sea of Southern China, and waters around the West Indian Islands. Majid is also said to be the inventor of the compass. The Spanish let us mention of many sub-Saharan communities in Central America and Mexico, that when Balboa reached America, he found Negre veritables, or true blacks. Balboa noted Indian traditions of Mexico and Central America indicate that Negroes were among the first occupants of their territory. This is why so many Mexicans have African faces. In addition to report to the first Spanish chronicles eyewitness accounts of sub-Saharan African populations in the Caribbean, in Mexico, anthropologists have found sub-Saharan African skeletons at pre-Columbian sites. Some of the ancient Mayan skeletal remains indicate that they suffered from sickle cell anemia and illness associated with sub-Saharan Africans. So that's basically what Clyde Winters is stating. So I'm going to get into this other study that has a opposing view. As y'all see in the back, this is the other study. That was Clyde Winters' work. Let me see what y'all saying down here. Oh, no. I'm going through it. If you see, that's Clyde Winters, and I'm going through the other study. So this is the other study in the background. Oh, so this is one of the scientists that found African DNA in Native American people. I think he just analyzes. I don't think he. Yeah, I think he. I'm not sure if he does the work himself. Good morning. So yeah, so he was saying that the HLA gene. He believed derives from Africans, and he gets into the percentages of the HLL gene. So I'm gonna get into the other study, and then I'm gonna probably just read. I'm gonna read the abstract and introduction. Let me see. Yeah, and then I'm gonna read the conclusion, so everyone can see what. So this is the opposing view. So let me put my glasses back on. And this is the study behind, if you want to read the study yourself. Oh, no problem. That's what it's about. The origin of Amerindians and peopling of the Americas according to the HLA genes admixture with Asian people and Pacific people. Abstract. The classified three waves theory of American peopling through Beringia was based on a mixed anthropological and linguistic methodology. The use of mtDNA, Y chromosome, and other DNA markers offers different results according to the different markers and methodologies chosen by different authors. At present, the peopling of Americas remains uncertain regarding time of populations, number of peopling waves, and place of peopling entrance, among other related issues. In the present review, we have gathered most available HLA data already obtained about first Native American populations, which raise some doubts about the classical three waves of American peopling hypothesis. In summary, our conclusions are Northwest Canadian Athabascans have had gene flow with close neighboring populations, Amerindians, Pacific Islanders, including East Australians and Siberians. Beringia was probably not the only interest of people to America. Pacific Ocean boat trips may have contributed to the HLA genetic American profile, or the opposite could be true. Amerindians' entrance to America may have been different to that of the Athabascans and Eskimos or Inuits And Amerindians may have been in their lands long before the Athabascans and Eskimos or Inuits. Once again, it's really Inuits, because they present the altogether different set of HLA-DRB1 allele frequencies. Amerindians show very few particular alleles. Almost all are shared with other Amerindians, Athabascans, and Pacific Islanders, including East Australians and Siberians. So the HLA-DRB1 alleles are shared once again with Eskimos, Pacific Islanders, East Australians, and Siberians. Our results do not support the three ways model of American peopling, but another model where people entrance is not only Beringia, but also Pacific coast. Reverse migration, America to Asia, is not discarded. Once again, I'm going to say that again. Reverse migration, America to Asia, is not discarded. In different movements of peoples in either direction is different in different times are supported by the Athabascan population admixture with Asian Pacific population with Amerindian HLA variability is more common than allele variability in Amerindians. Finally, it is shown that gene genealogy analysis should be completed with allele frequency analysis in population relatedness and migration studies. All right, so that's the abstract, y'all. What's everybody? Oh, yeah, yep, just look into that. Oh, yeah, so this study was done in 2010, or it was revised in 2010. So once again, we are getting into Clyde Winters, his conclusions versus what is accepted in, modern day academia. So Clyde Winters was saying that the HLA genes come from Africans, therefore Africans were the first ones to populate the Americas. And what this is saying in this study is Amerindians, Asians, and Pacific people are the reason why the HLA gene is found in the Americas, not Africans. So I'll read further. And then not only that, but that Beringia couldn't be the only way that people the Americas. The first Amerindian natives are postulated to have come from Asia through the Beringia land bridge between 30,000 and 12,000 years before present. These conclusions have been based on cultural, morphological, and genetic similarities between American and Asian populations. Both Siberia and Mongolia have been put forward as the most likely places of origin in Asia. Greenberg first populated the triple migration theory for explaining the peopling of the Americas. Amerindians, most North and South American Indians, 12,000 years before present. The Na-Dene and the Baskins, Navajo Apache, 8,000 years before present. And the Inuits, or the Aleuts, 6,000 years before present. Research carried out before the widespread use of the Y chromosome and other nuclear DNA markers, including mtDNA, for the study of populations supported a three-wave model. However, the other mtDNAs have not. That's it. Other authors postulate only one wave coming from Mongolia, North Mongolia/North China has given rise to the first Native American ancestors. The study of Y chromosome DNA markers seemed to suggest the existence of a single major paternal haplotype in both North and South American native populations. However, other studies of Y chromosomes show that more than one paternal founder haplotypes arrived in the Americas, in America during different migrations, probably from Siberia. More recently, new mtDNA analysis has suggested that all mtDNA lineages must have been isolated in Asia before entering the New World at least 7 to 15,000 years. They even suggested that this place must have been Beringia. Also, the dispersal of Amerindians coming from Asia has been put forward through coastal Pacific line based on all available archaeological, anthropological, and mtDNA and genetic DNA. All these calculations are done by using paternal Y chromosome or maternal mtDNA lineages may be biased when populations displacements are concerned, as in the putative Amerindians displacement from Asia to the Americas. In addition, the other authors using nuclear, I think that's histocompatibility or HLA markers, do not regard as important and impossible to establish the number and timing of migration waves. The important issue is whether immigrants, Amerindians, were already differentiated in Asia into such ethnic groups whose descendants are still to be found in Asia. Once again, into such ethnic groups whose descendants are still to be found in Asia. Wow. If they were differentiated, then the question of how and when they crossed the Bering Land Bridge is a secondary one. Y chromosome and mtDNA studies seem unable to resolve this question, mainly because the studies have been gene rather than population based. So gene rather than population based. These emphasis has been on variant genealogies rather than on population frequency studies. In this regard, HLA data may be more informative because maternal and paternal lineages in both frequencies and genealogies may be studied for comparing populations. ALU insertion investigations have also been carried out to ascertain the origin of first Americans. The results are not concordant with the multiple wave migration hypothesis. A surprisingly short genetic distance between Chinese and Native Americans was found and explained by a recent gene flow from Asia. A trans-Pacific route of American peopling from Asia or Polynesia has been suggested because the HTLV-1 virus strains shared identical sequences in Japan and in northern coast of South America. And some HLA alleles may have been introduced by the same trans-Pacific route. Finally, both genetic and archaeological evidence suggests that two-way transatlantic traffic occurred before Columbus discovered America. Archaeologists in New Mexico have recently found tools used 20,000 years ago in Spanish Sotrian culture. All these discrepancies and uncertainties about Amerindian origins may be due to methodological differences and also to the different genealogical history of each genetic marker and or to the phylogenetic usefulness of different DNA markers. For instance, functional molecules, CYT, mtDNA, are used against an admixture of intronic and exonic DNA markers, as in the ALU or STR studies. The obtained molecular genetic history could not be the same one. In addition, population movements should be studied like a group of genes, movements with gene frequencies, genetic distances, dendrograms, and correspondence analysis. which better reflect a population displacement in other populations, Asian/Amerindian relatedness, and afterwards completed with genealogies. Thus, in the present work, we have studied the North Meso and South American Amerindians' HLA gene frequencies and compared it with those of other North American Indians and worldwide populations, particularly with Asian and Pacific populations. Also, we have studied the following Amerindian ethnic groups. I'm not going to butcher these names, but they have a lot of different Native American ethnic groups that they study within this study to determine the HLA class 1, A and B, and class 2, DRB1 and DQB1, the quasi-specific Amerindian allelic lineages, hereafter alleles for simplicity, or specific HLA haplotypes by using DNA sequencing and serology. In other words, the most frequent HLA alleles and haplotypes in Amerindians which do not exist or exist in very low frequency in other populations, to compare the HLA allele frequencies with those of other First American natives, and also those of other worldwide populations in order to clarify the still unclear peopling of the Americas and origins of Amerindians by using genetic distances, neighboring, joining, denograms, and correspondence analysis. So let me go to the conclusion real quick. All right, so here we go. Here's the conclusion. All right, so conclusion. Northwest Canadian Athabascans have gene flow with close neighboring populations, Amerindians, Pacific Islanders, including East Australians and Siberians. Beringia was not probably the only entrance of people to Americas. Pacific Ocean boat trips may have contributed to the HLA genetic American profile, or the opposite could be true. Amerindians' entrance to America may have been different to that of the Athabascans, and the Inuits and Amerindians may have been in their lands long before the Athabascans and Inuits, because they present an altogether different set of HLA DRB1 frequencies. Amerindians show very few particular alleles. Almost all are shared with other Amerindians, Athabascans, Pacific Islanders, including East Australians and Siberians. However, specific Amerindian haplotypes are found in isolates. Genes in language do not correlate, number 5. And number 6, our results do not support the three-wave model of American peopling, but another model where the people entrance not only Beringia, but also the Pacific coast. Reverse migration, America to Asia, is not discarded, and different movements of people in either direction in different times are supported by the Athabascan population admixture with Asian Pacific population with Amerindians. All right, so there we go. And I got to get up out of here because I got to go to work, y'all. Not go to work. I work for myself. I'm self-employed, and I have my own business. But y'all know what I mean. I'll still be working with these apps and stuff. I'm going to read this one later. It's too thick to get through it. This is getting into the African HLA genes. Just getting into it on that side, make sure I'm looking out for my people. So to break this down real quick, I'm going to download this. Other people can download it if they want to. I'm going to post this on my YouTube as well. But so Clyde Winters was saying that it derives from Africans, thus Africans were the first to populate the Americas. That's what he was saying in his study. But the other study, as you see behind me, if y'all want to look it up, is saying that the HLA genes could either came from people peopling the Americas through Beringia or through the Pacific coast, or a reverse migration from the Americas to Asia or to the Pacific Islands. So they left both possibilities open. So that is the difference in the study. So Clyde Winters was saying that it's more of an African origin, and the other studies are saying that they really don't know. They're still researching, but it can either be that people came through Beringia, and that's the way that it came to the Americas, or through the Pacific coast, or even through a reverse migration from the Americas to Asia. So that's the differences. That's it. That's both sides. I'm probably going to read the HLA gene study on Africans as well. But I'm going to read a couple of these comments, but I got to head out, y'all. Hold on, my bad. I got to catch back up. Oh, shoot. Dang. I hope I ain't blocked nobody. My freaking finger's slipping. I believe the out of Africa theory that everyone migrated from Botswana around the world. Yeah, that is the dominant theory, but you got the multi-regional theory, and out of Eurasia and out of Europe, out of America. So, but yeah, for now it is the dominant theory. Off of the information that we have. Host, I apologize for my weird question earlier. I'm autistic and weird. Oh man, it's all good, bro. I'm not tripping, man. Not tripping on no questions. DNA is tripping. These skeleton DNA is native with Polynesian and Negroid skull. Well, certain terms they don't use anymore. They call the first skulls Paleo-American and Paleo-Indian. Those are like old terms that they don't use anymore in craniology, in the field of craniology, I mean. Well, this is really getting into, they're trying to find out the first peopling of the Americas. Yeah, everyone is related, but we do have different ancestors at the same time, but we do share a common ancestor. So reverse migration from Asia with... the reverse migration from America to Asia is what they were saying. You're welcome. Y'all welcome. Peace, peace. All right, y'all have a good day too, man. So that's how you properly get into information. So I'm going to continue this. I'm going to continue reading a lot of the stuff that Clyde Winters produced, and then I'm going to read some of the stuff that, goes against it, or, that's just an opposing view. And I mean, if there's one that's out there, so that's really about it, y'all. I showed y'all my stack, but y'all have a good day. The next one I'm probably going to read is the study on the HLA genes in Africans, break that down. But yeah, y'all have a good one. I'm going to show y'all the studies one more time so y'all can look into them if y'all want to, and further, build upon and try to find more studies that are related as well. So this is Dr. Clyde Winters' study, the HLA-B*35 in Mexican Amerindians in African populations. And then once again, I can barely see that. I'm just going to read it from the paper. So, the origin of Amerindians and the peopling of the Americas, according to the HLA genes admixture with Asian and Pacific people. So, so that's the name of the other study that was saying that it could be from America to Asia, or they believe that people, it crossed through Beringia, or coming from boats to the Pacific coast, or the reverse. So y'all have a blessed day. I'll be back. I'm gonna keep busting these down, and I'm gonna try to. I need to not delete this, but sometimes I delete my stuff because people report my videos, and then I get banned from going live for a week from out of nowhere. Like TikTok just uphold it, and I don't cuss. I don't like be yelling with people or nothing. This is what I do most of the time. They still ban my live, so that's why I was. But I'm gonna try to download this one, post it on my YouTube too, just in case people want to get the information out there. But y'all have a good one, man. Yeah, but they be getting me though. Yeah, I just be reading the information, but it is what it is. I gotta head out, y'all. Y'all have a good one. I gotta head to this job.